Hi guys, so I'm here with another book haul video. Once again I've acquired some more physical books, and this one might as well be called like the Barnes & Noble edition book haul because I've got quite a few Barnes & Noble editions to show you. I absolutely love the Barnes & Noble leather-bound editions. And I've definitely gone on a little bit of a spree with them lately. So the first one that I have to show you, I actually picked up when Shay and I went to the British Museum in May. And they had a display of the Barnes & Noble editions, which has sort of rekindled my love for them. And I really struggled to pick between them because there was this huge display. If you didn't see it, if you watch my London vlog, you'll see it. There was a big table with all these stunning Barnes & Noble editions on them, some of which I already had, obviously some of which I didn't. And I was like, oh my god, how do I choose between them? In the end, I went for this one, which is The Little Mermaid and Other Fairy Tales by Hans Christian Andersen. What made me pick this one was, first of all, it was a smaller one because I would have had to have lugged it around London all day. Secondly, the colour of it, it's like my favourite colour, this sort of minty, turquoisey, bluey green. It's one of my favourite colours. And also price, because it was one of the, where it's a smaller one, it wasn't quite as expensive. So that's what made me go for this one. It's absolutely stunning, like the inside of it, everything about it is beautiful. And it just made me want to own more of these books. So yeah, and it was a nice memento, I guess, to have from the British Museum as a book lover, as a book collector, to come out with the like a memory of my trip to the British Museum as a book. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. But while I was there, if you did watch my vlog, you'll see that the other book that I was torn between buying while I was there was this one, and it's Beauty and the Beast and Other Classic Fairy Tales. Again, so beautiful. But again, what garnered me to not buy this one while I was at the British Museum was, one, the price of it, and two, how heavy it was, because like I say, like I would have had to carry it around London for the rest of the day. But it, again, it's absolutely beautiful inside, and again, like the gilded edges, so stunning. It has obviously a lot of fairy tales. Beauty and the Beast is only one very small part of it. Like I think it's actually only 19 pages long, Beauty and the Beast, but it has a lot of other ones in here, a lot that I have never even heard of. The Frog King, How to Tell a True Princess, The White Slipper, The Three Snake Leaves, The Swineherd, Princess Rosette. You know, there's loads and loads of different stories in here. So yeah, really glad to have that one. And then I also stumbled across, while looking at new Barnes & Noble leather-bound editions, I stumbled across this one, and I needed it because it's fucking beautiful. Like, oh my god, like look at that, it's stunning, so stunning. This might be one of the most beautiful ones. It's just beautiful. And this is The Snow Queen and Other Winter Tales. So you can bet your ass I'm gonna be reading this come winter. It's just beautiful. Again, has the Snow Queen, has Snow White and Rose Red, the King of Swans, oh god, there's loads, the Town Mouse and the Country Mouse, the Elf Maiden, the Three Wishes, Christmas Miracle. Again, like just loads of like small fairy tales. Some of them are only, you know, 8 pages long, some of them are 40 pages long. Like it varies, but yeah, it's just so beautiful, and I'm gonna be cracking this baby out during the winter, and it's just so beautiful. And then the last one that I have to show, I actually bought a little while ago, I think it was a couple of months ago, but I kept forgetting to put it in my book hauls, because I keep the books that I want to haul in one of these trolleys here, but where this is such a big heavy book, I haven't wanted to put these in the trolley because I feel like it might break it. So I tucked this under the trolley, and then every time I went to record a book haul I would forget this book. But I'd seen someone photograph it on Instagram and I was like, oh, I didn't know that that was Barnes & Noble edition. Boom, Les Mis. Again, beautiful edition of this book. Stunning. Oh, I've got a Voldemort bookmark in there. But yeah, that's what this one looks like. Again, really, really beautiful. So there is a couple more on my list that I want to get my hands on, and slowly but surely I think that I will do that. So on to the regular books that I have purchased. The first two are Disney books. Boom, they are Aladdin and Aladdin Far from Agrabah. These are film to book adaptations for the new Aladdin movie, and I picked them up in the supermarket just to go along with my Disney book collection. Then we have The Surface Breaks by Louise O'Neill. I saw this in Waterstones and I was drawn in by the cover. Tell me that that's not beautiful. But it's described as sort of a feminist retelling of The Little Mermaid. It says, think you know the story of The Little Mermaid, think again. And yeah, look at it, it's beautiful. So I had to pick that up. It looks amazing. The next books that I got are all part of the same series. In May I finally picked up the book After by Anna Todd. It's quite a controversial book. I myself don't 100% know how I feel about it. If you watch my May reading wrap up, you will see that I was very conflicted with regards to that book. But as I was reading it, I was like, I can feel this book is going to end on some sort of cliffhanger, and am I going to want to dive straight into the next book? And I did. So I picked up the rest of the books in the series. The books 1, 2 and 3 are quite large. I bought book 2 and 3. So book, oh, I've got itchy nose. Book 2 is After We Collided. Book 3 is After We Fell, which is the biggest one by far. This is like, okay, 834 pages, this one, like mental. And then I also picked up 4 and 5, God, I can't count now, After Ever Happy, which is a peculiar title, and Before. So that's basically, I've picked up the whole After series apart from book 1, because book 1 has been on my shelf since it came out and I hadn't got to it. So yeah, the next 2 books were both pre-orders. The first one is Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. I was really intrigued by this one. I think I first heard about it months and months ago. And it's about one of Cinderella's stepsisters, and it says beauty isn't always pretty. And I'm really intrigued by this. As you guys know, like, I love books around fairy tales, fairy tale retellings, reimaginings, that sort of thing. And it says this is stepsister Isabel's story. Isabel is brave and strong-willed, but not beautiful, and she has bloody feet from trying to fit into the glass slipper. But now Isabel has a chance to alter her destiny and prove what ugly stepsisters have always known. It takes more than heartache to break a girl. Is there hope for bullies? Can a mean girl change? It's time for Isabel to reclaim her own feet, and fate, and she's leaving nothing to chance. So yeah, I've never read anything by Jennifer Donnelly before, but I am very intrigued by this one. And then I have Romanoff by Nadine Brandes, which is an Anastasia, or Anastasia, however you want to say it, story. So really excited about this. Didn't want to know too much going into it, because I don't really want it to be spoiled. But yeah, looking forward to that. And then the last 2 books that I have two classic books. The first one is the graphic novel version of Jane Eyre. I recently read the graphic novel version of Anne of Green Gables and really enjoyed it. I found it was a really nice way to reread a story I already knew without having to reread the book, which made me want to look into sort of more classic novel graphic novels. So I thought I'd start with my favourite, which is Jane Eyre. Not sure how I'm going to find it, because the artwork in it is very interesting, but I will give it a go. And then the absolute last book that I have for this book haul is the Penguin Deluxe edition of Wuthering Heights. I decided that I wanted to get an edition of Wuthering Heights because I didn't actually have a copy of Wuthering Heights on its own. I have the Barnes & Noble Bronte Sisters big book, but I didn't want to read just Wuthering Heights like out of that thing. So I wanted to get a copy of it on its own, and I have the Penguin Deluxe edition of Jane Eyre, so I wanted to get it to match. So I managed to get this one. It has the deckled edges. So yeah, that's all the books for this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Happy reading.